For decades, Johnny Depp was one of the biggest movie stars in the world. He became a global icon playing Captain Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean, one of the most successful film franchises of all time. He also starred in major hits like Edward Scissorhands, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and Alice in Wonderland, building a reputation as one of Hollywood's most recognizable actors. But everything changed when Johnny Depp entered a relationship with Amber Heard. The two married in 2015, and just 1 year later, the marriage collapsed. What happened next would become one of the most watched legal battles in modern history. At first, Johnny and Amber appeared to have a thriving relationship, with Depp speaking very positively about Heard in interviews. In a 2014 appearance on The Today Show, he described her as a
wonderful girl. She's sharp as a tack, wonderful Southern belle, and sweet as can be, and very good for me.
But just 2 years later, everything changed when Amber Heard filed for divorce from Johnny Depp and saw a restraining order. At one point, Heard even attempted to include her dog in a restraining order request, a request that was ultimately denied. Photos showing injuries to her face were submitted to the court, and the allegations quickly spread across the mainstream media.
Amber, did Johnny give you that bruise on your face? Did Johnny beat you up?
Johnny Depp denied the accusations and disputed the claims, but almost overnight his personal life became headline news. For the first time in decades, Johnny Depp's reputation was under serious threat. Johnny later said the allegations caused major financial harm, including being dropped from the Pirates of the Caribbean. Amber Heard's claims also landed during the Me Too movement era, a time in which a mere allegation would destroy a career with no questions asked. On December 18, 2018, about a year after the Me Too movement gained mainstream prominence, Amber Heard published an op-ed in the Washington Post titled, "I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath." In the op-ed, she did not name Johnny Depp directly, but she described herself as a public figure representing domestic abuse, and wrote about speaking out and facing backlash. To anyone who read this, it was clear who she was writing about. A year later, Johnny Depp sued Amber Heard for defamation, seeking $50 million. His lawyers said her accusations were categorically false, and called them an elaborate hoax meant to generate publicity and advance her career. But before the U.S. defamation case went to a jury, Johnny Depp fought a major case across the pond. He sued The Sun in London over an article that labeled him as a wife-beater. In November 2020, the UK court ruled against Johnny Depp. The judge found that the so-called assaults were proven to the civil standard in 12 of the 14 alleged incidents reported by the paper. The judgment said that on 3 occasions, Amber Heard feared for her life. For a while, it seemed like Johnny's career was actually done for. That UK decision shaped public perception, but the American case was different. The UK case was a libel claim against The Sun, decided by a judge who has the final say in the ruling. The US case was a defamation claim against an individual, decided by a jury. The US trial began April 11, 2022 in Fairfax County, Virginia, and ran for 6 weeks. Audio recordings were central to the case. Jurors heard clips of Depp shouting vulgarities at Amber Heard, including "you stupid fuck." They heard him say,
"If I don't walk away, or just go out for a little while, it's just gonna be a bloodbath, and like it was on the island, of course."
Heard's team used the recordings to argue that Depp was volatile and threatening. Depp's legal team argued that Amber Heard's allegations were false and that they surfaced at a very specific moment.
The evidence will show that 6 days after Mr. Depp requested a divorce, and he did so politely, and 3 days after Ms. Heard's lawyer threatened Mr. Depp with claims of abuse if he did not agree to her financial demands, Ms. Heard arrived at the courthouse in Los Angeles, California, to file for a restraining order alleging abuse.
Depp's legal team highlighted a letter sent shortly after the divorce filing in which Heard's attorneys requested financial arrangements, including exclusive use of multiple penthouses, payment of certain expenses, use of a Range Rover, and spousal support. But the first real shoe to drop in Johnny's favor was his ex-girlfriend's testimony. During the trial, model Kate Moss testified by video that Depp had never pushed her down a staircase during a trip in Jamaica, addressing a rumor that had been referenced in Amber Heard's testimony. Moss said she had slipped because it was raining and stated that Depp did not push her.
Did Mr. Depp push you in any way down the stairs?
No.
During the course of your relationship, did he ever push you down any stairs?
No, he never pushed me, kicked me, or threw me down any stairs.
The testimony quickly gained widespread attention and was seen by many observers as supporting Depp's argument that certain claims about his past behavior were inaccurate. Depp's team went after Heard's credibility. They pointed to inconsistencies in her accounts, questioned the lack of medical documentation for some of the injuries she described, and argued that the evidence did not match the picture of systematic abuse she presented. They also argued that the relationship was toxic on both sides, with heavy arguments and substance use, but said that was very different from proving Heard's broader abuse claims. Jurors also heard testimony about the now infamous stinky bed incident. Depp said he found human fecal matter in his bed after Heard left their home after an argument.
What was the photograph of Mr. Depp?
It was a photograph of the bed, our bed, and on my side of the bed was human fecal matter.
Heard denied all responsibility for the poop, but a security guard testified that Heard described it as a horrible practical joke gone wrong. They also heard testimony about Amber Heard's public pledge to donate her $7 million divorce settlement to charity, including the ACLU and Children's Hospital in Los Angeles. During the trial, testimony indicated the full pledged amounts had not been completed at the time of the proceedings. Heard said the pledge and the donation were synonymous, while Depp's legal team argued the issue raised questions about credibility.
Sitting here today, Ms. Heard, you still haven't donated the $7 million divorce settlement to charity. Isn't that right?
Incorrect. I pledged the entirety of the settlement, $7 million to charity, and I intend to fulfill those obligations.
Ms. Heard, please
what was
try
your
to
question?
answer my question. Sitting here today, you have not donated the $7 million donated, not pledged, donated the $7 million divorce settlement to charity.
I use pledge and donation synonymous with one another.
But I don't. Ms. Heard, I don't use it synonymously.
The dispute became another widely discussed aspect of the case as the trial continued. Expert witnesses offered competing interpretations. Dr. David Spiegel, a psychiatrist for Amber Heard, testified that Depp showed behaviors consistent with substance abuse disorder and intimate partner violence perpetration. Depp's team presented psychologist Dr. Curry, who assessed Heard and diagnosed borderline personality disorder and histrionic personality disorder.
As a result of the work that you performed, did you form any opinions with respect to Ms. Heard?
I did.
What were those opinions?
The results of Ms. Heard's evaluation supported two diagnoses: borderline personality disorder and histrionic personality disorder.
Law and Crime Network reported that 330 million viewers tuned in to the live stream before it ended. On TikTok, hashtag Justice for Johnny Depp drew about 15 billion views, compared to about 8.2 million views for hashtag I Stand With Amber Heard. On June 1st, 2022, after less than 3 days of deliberation, the jury returned its verdict. It found that Heard defamed Depp on all 3 counts tied to her op-ed. It awarded Depp $10 million in compensatory damages and $5 million in punitive damages, though Virginia law capped punitive damages at $350,000, reducing his total to about $10.35 million. The jury also concluded that Heard acted with actual malice, meaning she knew the implication was false or spoke with reckless disregard for the truth. After the trial, the cultural impact continued. Depp experienced a surge of public sympathy.
And it's not just the fans. This courtroom drama has for millions become daily viewing, and it's clear that from the very beginning it's Johnny Depp that was winning the global PR battle.
While Heard faced widespread online criticism and reported career challenges. In 2025, Johnny Depp reflected on the fallout from the case and how he viewed the cultural climate surrounding the allegations. Reflecting on that period, Depp said, "I'll tell you what hurts. There are people, and I'm thinking of 3, who did me dirty. Those people were at my kids' parties, throwing them in the air. And look, I understand people who could not stand up for me because the most frightening thing to them was making the right choice. I was pre-Me Too. I was like a crash test dummy for Me Too. It was before Harvey Weinstein, and I sponged it, took it all in. I wanted from the hundreds of people I've met in that industry to see who was playing it safe. Better go woke." In my opinion, this victory for Johnny was the final blow to the Me Too movement. Amber Heard not only made herself look stupid, but challenged the overall Me Too movement narrative. Now, if you're a regular viewer of mine, you might be wondering, how does this have to do with MAGA, and why would you praise a guy who once joked about assassinating the best president in our lifetimes? The answer is, there's nothing more poetic than a famous Hollywood actor character being the one to essentially dismantle a movement that threatened the careers of men across the United States. I feel like this needed to happen for the country to finally move on from this all men bad narrative. But let me know what you think, and thank you for watching.